Hello, and welcome to Cheese Puffs and Gravy. I'm your host, where this is a show where we will talk about various things in the world, news events, sports, funny things, stupid things, ridiculous things, but things that will keep you interested. That's not the way I really talk, but I did it for effect. You know what? I think I need a theme song. There is no theme song leading into this, and I think I need some kind of theme song, some kind of opening video segment maybe to lead into this whole thing, but I gotta work on that. It's called Cheese Puffs and Gravy for a reason, because who doesn't love a good cheese puff? I mean, the beloved snack around the world, and I happen to have some right here. Little cheese blisters of air that are just packed with cheesy goodness. I'm going to take a bite right now, a small bite, because I don't want to get filled up. I have a lot to talk about. There you go. And the gravy is a metaphorical term because what I'm going to speak about is the gravy, so to speak. Now, today's first topic is going to be the infamous wall, the Trump wall that we've heard so much about in the news, the Mexico-U.S. border wall that Trump wants to build and keep all the illegals out. Or as he put it, the rapist, I believe, the rapists and the bad people of Mexico wants to keep them out of the country. The wall, a lot of people like the idea of a wall, but let's break it down for a second and let's all agree that if Trump is elected, this wall is not getting built. You know it, I know it, he knows it, we all know it. It's not going to happen. And the main reason it's not going to happen is because it's a logistical nightmare. I mean, it's 2,000 miles, people. 2,000 miles. Think about how long that wall is for a second. 2,000 miles, and he wants it to be like 35 feet high. That's a big fucking wall. I mean, come on. I put a fence up in my backyard a couple years ago. It was like 66 feet. 6-foot high wooden fence. Cost me about $1,000. Now, if I went and made that same fence between Mexico and the United States, it would cost around $200 million. And this guy says this wall is going to cost around $2 to $4 billion. There's no way in hell it's costing that cheap. And even though if it does cost that much money, Donald Trump says Mexico's going to pay for it. So he has a whole plan ironed out. Mexico's going to get the money, give it to us through some kind of trade embargo, tariff. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know economics that well, but apparently he does. And he's going to bring all this money into the country and fund the wall. And I thought about this. I thought, hey, you know what? If we're going to get all this money from Mexico, why spend it on a wall? Kind of stupid idea. Why don't you take that money and put it in a big pot and maybe fund a healthcare plan for the country? Wouldn't that be a better idea than a fucking wall? A nice little nest egg of money that you might get every year from Mexico through these trade agreements, and then this pot grows bigger and bigger, and then more people have healthcare and more people have access to healthcare, and maybe, just maybe, that plan would work instead of a gigantic wall. Now, why is the wall a bad idea? Well, the length of it, first of all, 2,000 miles. Excavation problems. I mean, come on. It's not going to be all flat and easy to put up a wall. You have that issue. You have property acquisition. I'm sure all the property along that border isn't owned by the United States government. So you have that issue. And then you also have wildlife. I mean, I think putting up a 35-foot wall is going to disrupt a lot of wildlife activity in that area. But okay, with all that said, even if it does get built and this wall gets put up, okay, how long is it going to take for somebody on the other side to figure a way out to either dig under it, go through it, or go over it, or maybe get into a boat, go up the west coast, and come in through Canada? I mean, it's not going to take that long to figure it out, to get into the country despite the wall. So now if they do happen to go up the coast and come in through Canada, now Trump's going to say, hey, you know what? We need to build a wall between Canada and the United States. We have one in the south. Why not have one in the north? And what's that going to do? I mean, that's going to cause a lot of problems between... Who's going to pay for that fucking wall? Is Canada going to shell out the bucks for that one? I don't think so. So who's going to pay for that wall? Because why have one wall and not the other? I mean, that's like having a house and leaving your fucking front door open and locking your back door. I mean, that's the same principle. You have one wall, why not have two? So you build, say, the northern wall. That's up now. Now, what's to stop somebody from flying into the country? So now, if that happens, here comes the discussion at the White House. Donald Trump goes, we need a bubble. We're going to bubble the country, put a big dome over it with a big giant door, and we can open it up and let planes in and out that we want to let in and out, and we can lock it when we don't want people to get inside. And that's what we'll do. We'll make a bubble. And that's going to be his thinking, a bubble. But that bubble's going to cause a lot of problems because it's not going to rain anymore in the country. There's going to be no snow, no rain, no hail, no sleet, no precipitation. And what's going to happen then? All the plants are going to die because there's going to be no water. And then Trump's going to go, you know what, all the plants are dying. We need to do something. And he's going to think back and think, you know, I saw this somewhere in a movie. I saw this somewhere where all the plants died and they had to solve the problems. And he's going to go, whoa, boom, Gatorade. We're going to get big truckloads of Gatorade and just water everything. And because Gatorade has electrolytes. And what do plants crave? Electrolytes. And our country has become the movie Idiocracy. Mike Judge, you're a genius. You saw this coming, and I think, you know what? His prophecy of Idiocracy is coming true, only earlier than the movie predicted. And that's where I think we're headed if Donald Trump becomes president. Because basically, come on, the man's a buffoon. He's a walking punchline. So maybe, just maybe, by the time the primaries are over and if he does win the nomination for the Republicans, people open up their eyes and realize, I mean, there's not many better choices out there for president, but I think Donald Trump isn't the right one. I mean, the man's going to build a wall, for God's sakes. Holy shit up a tree. But you know what? I guess he makes for good TV and he makes for good conversation at dinner. Donald Trump, the man, the myth, the dickhead. That's all for now. My cheese puffs are going to get eaten up, and I'll see you next time. Adios, muchacho. Cheese puffs.
Delicious.